Let's talk. Okay, so where to begin? Well, let's start with the top of the top news stories. First of all, also, National Tapioca Day. Happy National Tapioca Day. For those of you who like tapioca, I like it. It's okay. T-shirt, excuse me. T-shirt of the day is Tiamat. Sometimes the rainbow tastes you. It's a D&D shirt, so those of you who get it, you get it. Okay. Uh, moving right along on to, yeah, headlines. Headlines. All right. Even though Supergirl had a great opening weekend, it wasn't great enough. Toy Story 5 apparently outdid it, which sucks because, you know, I've been pushing for Supergirl for a while. But uh, Donald Trump has got a new leader of ICE, Oklahoma state trooper and veteran. Uh, so that's a thing that's going to, of course, get all the lefties up in arms. It just is. They don't know how to just accept something, um, which is something I never really understood. When when Obama was in office, I can't say when Biden was in office 'cause nobody knew what Biden was doing, but when Obama was in office and he did something, you didn't see a bunch of us right wing conservatives jumping up and down, yelling and throwing fits, and uh, you know, um, trying to ruin the reflecting pool. Yeah, because he did that. Uh, because he did that. Obama, just like Trump, he did because he did that. Uh, he did uh, renew the lining of the reflecting pool there as well. But we didn't throw a fit. We didn't complain. We didn't hissy fit. But anyway, it's stupid. Okay, Michiganders, we need to stand up for our rights. Right to bear arms. A Virginia judge temporarily blocked enforcement of a controversial assault weapons ban just days before it was scheduled to go into effect, uh, which prevents state police from enforcing the law. Guns right advocates, of course, celebrated the pause, but I won't be happy until they eliminate the stupid gun grabbing um, laws that are taking away our freedoms. I'm not going to let somebody take my freedoms. Nobody. I worked too hard. I fought too hard for all of us. Uh, the ban only lasts until the end of this year, and then they have to figure out what's going to happen, or until a final judgment is um, comes forward. A final judgment comes out. State officials are still trying to take your guns. Virginia, do not back down. Cadillac, Michigan, do not back down because they've got a similar thing in our state right now going on. Not a gun grab, but a similar fight for our rights, and this is why I'm glad I have cats. Thank you, Mega. Appreciate that. Somehow you managed to not hit me with anything, but you certainly gave it your shot. Anyway, in Michigan, we got something similar going on, and that is They have been for years telling people whether they can or cannot buy firearms. And I'm not saying people who, have violent crime history or mental illness or no. I'm talking about people who have the legal rights to purchase a weapon in Michigan. They have to go to the state police or the local police officer station, and they have to get a piece of paper called a intent to purchase license in order to go buy a gun, right? A handgun, mostly. Okay, so why? It's just a way for them to control who gets guns because quite often, if the person in a small town, let's say you're in a small town, the guy behind the counter happens to know you and he doesn't like you. It's not that he doesn't think you should deserve to own a weapon. He just doesn't like you. He thinks you're a dick. So he says, yep, we'll get this paperwork filed quick. And then he sets it aside and makes sure it doesn't get filed quick or at all because he doesn't like you, because he doesn't want you to have a gun. Not only that, but in the state of Michigan, I don't know how many other states do, but I do know in the state of Michigan, they keep a record of everybody in Michigan who buys a gun. That's not their job. That is not their job. That is not their right. It goes up to federal government. Perhaps somebody has heard of the, uh, yep, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, that group. They're the ones who get to do that. Follow me, like, comment, subscribe. I now have nine subscribers on YouTube. So we're on the way up. Woohoo! I see no comments. That doesn't mean there isn't any coming through my restream. My channel's going? Yes, my channels are going. Okay, so my restream or my Facebook has no comments. So I'm still out here, and I'm still going to be out here. I still have a lot to say. Speaking of saying things, I did offer anybody and everybody who watches my stream to join me. Gotta get this left right thing down. To join me on that side. You know, come in and talk to me about your favorite recipes. Talk to me about um, whatever. I mean, I'm not picky. I'll talk to you about anything. I'll argue with you about anything. You want to argue about gun control? I'll do that. I had somebody actually want tell me about the that I'm allowing children to die in school shootings because I believe the government should not take our guns. So I promote school shootings. Is that stupid or what? And they said, what if it was your kid who got shot? Well, to be honest, I'd probably get very upset. Same way I feel about drunk drivers. I'd probably get very upset. I wouldn't want those people to be able to be uh, allowed to continue with their breathing. But that's just me. Um, I don't like drunk drivers. Never have. I'll talk to that until we're blue in the face. Um, have I ever had a drink and went for a drive? Sure. Yeah. Have I ever drove drunk? No. What's the difference? Well, the difference is knowing your limits. I don't believe people should drive drunk. I don't believe people should drive stoned. I don't believe people should be allowed to be under the influence of some substance while they are operating any sort of machinery because you could kill somebody. And honestly, if somebody is killed in a drunk driving accident, I believe the drunk driver should immediately be charged with premeditated murder. Uh-oh. Yep, I said it. I think they should. Why? Well, because just like the person who goes and buys a gun and intends on using that gun to kill another person, that drunk driver knew they were too drunk to drive, got behind the wheel, and knew there was a chance that they could kill somebody because they're stupid. And they took the weapon, the vehicle, out and killed somebody with the intent of killing somebody. Can't tell me they didn't have the intent. Because if they didn't have the intent, they would have said, "Here, I'm too drunk to drive. Take my keys." I've done it. I've had designated drivers. I've handed my keys off. My wife is one of my favorite designated drivers, but she's not my only designated driver. People need to be responsible for their actions. I don't care if it's guns. I don't care if it's, alcohol or weed or, if you're stoned on marijuana to the point that you can't mentally function, don't get behind the wheel. If you're drunk to the point that you look around and all the women look good, don't drive. Your beer goggles are on. Don't kill people for your own stupidity. 18 million. That's what Supergirl made on opening day. And they said that was a flop. If I could make 18 million in a day, I think I could handle being a flop. Speaking of which, like, follow, and all that. Because maybe if I get enough followers and I get enough people who love me and love my podcast, get out of there, you little snot. I got a mess to clean up from a cat. Now another cat's trying to play with it. Anyway, if I get enough people who like me and follow me and everything, maybe somebody will start paying me to do these lives. We had an earthquake, Venezuela. Well, we didn't, but Venezuela had a very bad earthquake. Um, we had a very bad earthquake down in Venezuela. They're still trying to find nearly 1,000 people that are missing. My prayers go out to everybody, families of those missing, the families of those that were found. Um, it's terrible. Joe Smokler. I don't know if any of you know who Joe Smokler is, but she founded Scary Mommy. She died at age 48. Now, that goes back to my several time over comments, and that is why so young? The jab. Force people to take a poison, and eventually they'll all die on, right? Stupid. It was stupid that they forced us to take a experimental drug. I can't say us. I didn't take it. I didn't get the jab. I didn't wear a mask. And I didn't get sick. The whole time that all this COVID BS has been going on, I haven't had a problem. Now, I'm not saying COVID doesn't exist. COVID has existed long before you all heard of it. Oh, yeah. COVID 19 means the 19th strain of COVID that they found. So everybody go, oh, COVID, COVID, COVID. Okay, COVID's existed for years. For years and years and years. But the Democrats turned it into a real life weapon. But not a weapon that actually attacked the body. No, they attacked your mind. They rotted your brain with constant barrage. Hi, Vicky. A constant barrage of on again commercials or news stories. The death toll. Everybody back when everybody was watching the death toll. Why were they doing that? Hmm? Why? Why were we doing that? We had no reason to watch a death toll, but we did because they told us to. We watched the death toll rise and rise and rise. And then afterwards, we found out it wasn't even COVID that killed most of them. That's right. Most of it was not even COVID. Vicky, you should come up and visit sometime. Or you should be my special guest star on my live here. We could talk about kids or we could talk about anything. We could talk about Pine River Penitentiary. Whatever you want. Anyway, for those of you who didn't get the Pine River Penitentiary joke, well, it's a school up here that they fenced in to keep the students out or the lunatics, or the students in or the lunatics out. We're not sure. But yeah, my wife went to the Pine River Penitentiary back in the day. Oh, end of July. I'm going to be on vacation the end of July. From the 25th on, I will be out of touch. I probably won't even be doing my lives during that week because we're going to the UP and we're going to get lost at the end of the world. And for those of you who don't know what the end of the world is, as I said on my live the other day, go up to the UP, all the way up to Sault Ste. Marie, and then head west. All the way up the coast of Lake Superior. And when you get all the way to the other end, almost to Wisconsin, you'll see a sign that tells you that you're at the end of the world. True fact. Love that place because it's so far away from civilization. And don't even think about having your cell phone work because no, it won't. End of the world has no cell phone reception. It's one of the reasons I like it. Oh, what else have we got in the news stories? Not much. For those of you who like Toy Story 5, I don't mean to knock it, but um, I'm just. I watched the first Toy Story with my kids and loved it. It was great. All the adult jokes going over the kids' head made it worthwhile for me to watch. And then, of course, there was Toy Story 2 and 3, and both of those were pretty good. But I lost contact after that. And when I told me that Bad Bunny was going to be one of the voices after his wonderful experience as our Super Bowl halftime star, I said, nope, I'm done. I'm out. I don't care. Yep, I don't care. So I'm thinking that Supergirl got a raw deal because she should have gotten a much higher. Which brings me to the next part, Supergirl. Okay, this is not a kid-friendly movie. I mean, it is if your kid's, you know, not afraid of cussing or blood or anything else. But it's not meant for the young children. It is meant for. Oh wait, the ratings on it. Let's take a look at what the ratings for the Supergirl movie. Do 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 do. PG 13. That's right. PG 13. PG-13 for violence, action, language, and smoking. Well, what did you expect, people? In the Superman ending, she literally called Superman a bitch. What did you expect her to be like? And if those of you who don't know, pick up a Lobo comic, and you'll realize that since Lobo is the special guest star in this movie, you don't want to take your kids to it. Plain and simple. So, let me see if I can catch up with Vicky here for a moment. Me and a friend are coming up for Coast Guard Fest. We'll be leaving that Wednesday after class. Oh, we look forward to seeing you. Possibly at Macca. We might have to make a way for us to catch up with each other. Um, well, I've never been a big fan of Toy Story after the third one, like I said. So if they made Buzz very feminine, well, they've made a lot of things very, which doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so now Vicky's got me on another rant. Thank you, Vic. Anyway, this rant is, why is it that everybody thinks being a masculine male is bad? Okay, they're all like, "Oh, you shouldn't be so masculine. It's it's anti-women. I'm I can't say it. I cannot say the M word. Anyway, uh, and the reason that it is all those things is because apparently we're supposed to be more in touch with our feminine side. Blah blah blah. Uh, People, listen up. Jason, who plays Lobo in the movie Supergirl, is not an effeminate man. He is not an effeminate male. How many of you liked Fast and Furious? Hmm? You got to tell me that Vin Diesel is an effeminate male? The Rock? Dwayne Johnson? Think he's an effeminate male and that's why you watch his movies? No, you watch the movies because they're manly men. You want manly men. Just like men, like myself, want beautiful women. We don't want manly women. I don't want to turn on a show and have Rosie O'Donnell come out with her beautiful haircut and way of life and a bikini, and I'd probably get sick. I want to see women who are women. I want to see women who are women, not men who are women. I want to see women who are women. I want to see men who are men. God gave us roles for a reason. If you study the Bible, you will discover several times over God and Jesus explain man and women have a role in society. Okay, I'm a sexist now, right? No. We have our roles that we are supposed to fill according to God's plan. Does that mean a woman can't do anything a man can do? Well, no. But men can't do everything a woman can do. Contrary to popular belief, men cannot have babies. They can't. It's impossible to, or very improbable, to give natural childbirth after carrying a child for 9 months if you're a guy. I feel sorry for any guys who want to try it. But I'm going to let y'all go because, I'm just babbling on thanks to Vicky. um, love to all, and I will talk to you. And I will talk to you probably tomorrow. Yeah, because tomorrow's Monday. All right. Love to all, and hang in there. God